Speak about it. What this gift, what has it given for me? So, okay, if I speak with a patient, maybe she tells me, I have lost my grandmother as I was 15 years old, and my mother and my grandmother grew me up. And in this moment, I see the person, I see the patient, she sits there, her face is neutral, her voice doesn't change as he speaks as she tells this story. Her posture, her body position doesn't change at the moment as she tells, I lost my grandmother as I was 15 and my grandmother grew me up. Okay. And this is the moment of the consciousness, I think. Okay. Her grandmother grew her up. Probably her grandmother was an important person for her. So probably she has got some emotions to these situations. And it drives me to ask her, okay, if you see back, what do you feel if you speak about it? And this is the moment, this is the magic. At this moment, the patient got tears in her eyes. She began to cry because she suffers. And it's a possibility for her to let her suffering away because she feels she is at home. I understand her suffering. Understanding. Every human being wishes so deep to be understood. I can understand any person because I think, okay, what could it mean for her? This is the first stage that you use consciousness, and then this is fantastic. And this is what I would like to say. I feel all the troubles of this person inside me. And do you know what I feel? I feel it's fantastic. I feel intimacy. I feel myself one with this person. This is the paradise. You feel yourself one with anything. You can feel yourself one with the stone, with a cat, with a fish. This is the paradise. It holds you back to destroy the nature around you. And this is what maybe all other persons in the life has forgotten. This is what we have born. We have born to live in the paradise. This feeling, what I have, it's fantastic. And I would like to show what happens in other persons. Or maybe I don't have to show, you know it exactly. Probably you feel yourself stressed. So what should I do if the other person begins to cry? I don't know this person. She got tears in her eyes. And you feel a discomfort. Exactly. This is the difference. The human being has left the paradise. The paradise is that you feel yourself one, you feel this intimacy. So for you, it's not harm if someone get tears in her eyes and you understand her. It's not harm for you if you feel yourself one. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure for you. It's a huge intimacy. And this is the most deepest things. And all what happens with us, it all exactly is about these things. Because if you don't have this feeling, this is the biggest value. This is the biggest value in my life. It's a wonder. It's a magic. It's intimacy, it's warm. But if you don't feel it, then you would like to feel yourself rich too. So for me, this is the richness. But if you don't have it, you feel an emptiness, and you look for, and this is the history of the humankind looking for power and for an outside thing, because she has lost the paradise. She has lost this feeling of the intimacy. So, and all what had happened with us, our bloody history, our wish of gaining power above other persons, about folks, and destroying folks, destroying nature, and having more money and having more money, and not be able to accept that we can die, that we go away from this world. All all is about that we have the lost the intimacy, because in the intimacy is everything is good so as it is. You don't want to run away. You want to have the feeling. And this is important. You want to have the feeling. This is the paradise. I listen about 5, 6 life stories in every month. It's not my, it's not my work. It's not my job. I'm not a psychologist. I have a total different job. People come to me and they begin to speak, and I think in a short time they see, okay, I listen to them, they can tell their stories because they won't be judged, they became understood, and every human person wishes it. It has a side effect. I am conscious and I listen really to the hardest life stories. I think it's very hard what this woman has told me, that she has lost her grandmother as she was 15 years old, and the grandmother grew her up, and she told after a few things what is much more harder. I opened because I go on the emotions, and the beautiful things that after our chat the persons feel themselves better. So she told that she feels she has she has left she left her grandmother to die, and she can't forgive for herself. Do you know? It is the hardest thing. You carry it with you. Many persons carry it with himself in a whole life. How many times they left persons they loved behind. This is paradise, that I can take on me all these troubles, and I feel in myself intimacy in between. I never judge people. So really I have heard stories what I had never done. I had never done with other persons, and I had never speak with other persons in the same style, but I didn't judge the person. This is paradise. You feel everything. You feel yourself one with the other. You can accept your shadow side. If I judge him or her, I can't accept her. But accepting starts with me. Accepting starts with me, that I can see, okay, these things I did bad. And accepting my bad side, my wrong side, makes me possible to change what I did bad. If I never accept myself, if I never accept my wrong side, then I can never change myself. Then it happens the same what had happened with my mother, with my father in their whole life. They could never apologize themselves. They could never sin what they do, and they did it repeatedly. And after 40 years, they felt themselves terrible. What they did with the children. If you can see your inside, if you can see what you don't want to see inside you, then you will harm. You will harm the persons you the most like. You will harm again. You will harm even yourself. Harmony is, paradise is that you can see in your side your shadow. This is paradise. Here begins the paradise, that you can see your shadow in your side, in your the Darth Vader. And if you can see, then you can change yourself. You can change your surroundings, because how you affect them, they react on the same pattern. For a long time, I feel that if someone is aggressive with me, I was automatically aggressive. My reaction was. But I have changed it. Why? Because I was conscious. Because I was strong enough to look at in myself what I do wrong. And it gave me the possibility to change myself. So, for example, it was a moment a nurse came to me and she cried with me what I did. And I didn't react her aggression. I give a smile, and I thought, and I made some joke, I don't remember. It's a good tool to make jokes. And after I went, I looked after her, and they sit already together. I have done something bad. They worked on the thing for an hour, so I wasted their time. But they asked after me what I did, and I was curious. I didn't tell what I did because it was a game of me. I show, okay, okay, it had happened, or they didn't know that I was the cause or other was the cause. And already it was in the way of the fun. And after I give some present for them, so they laughed from the whole thing, what was terrible, anyway, became a laughing. And if I react with aggression on her aggression, then it's very hard for me to go in this workplace. Now I can go in this workplace, I am happy, they like me, we are like a family. So this is paradise starts there that you can look inside you. It's all about. This is all our history is about.